Hello everyone, my name is Clementine. Welcome back to Clementine Creative. I am back with another character design video. This is the last video where I do these gods. This is the last god, so I have four god character. These god characters basically are main characters in this supposedly video game world. And of course I've drawn all four of them, and now I'm gonna move on onto different concept art, but again for the same project. But before we move on to what will be happening next week, let's take a look at this character and see this guy's process. So what is this character's backstory? First of all, this character's name is Thoth. I think that's how you pronounce it. He is a very smart god, so he's been basically known as the god of knowledge and wisdom, or he has many names, just as all the other gods. But that's the one I chose. So his backstory is that he's really smart. In fact, he's so smart that he was not born by another god or goddess or whatever, or created by another god or goddess. He was actually created by himself. Because he's so smart. And I think that's a really interesting backstory for this god, or I guess this character. Something I definitely wouldn't have thought of on my own. And what's great about, I guess, mythologies is that you can take, I guess, those stories, word for word and copy it, and it won't be considered copying because you can't really copy a mythology. You can't really copy that story. Sure, you can use our mythology as inspiration, and but you can't really, I guess, you can't really go wrong when quoting mythology. You can always use real, I guess, real facts that are written in there now for gods or for Egypt, let's say, or for different things. And you can create an entire game or story based around mythology. Very simple. I mean, obviously it's very simple. If we just I guess take example of some of the older works. Now I wouldn't know how they're called in English. I am Slovenian. We were, I guess, thought about these I guess these I guess stories. I guess if you know about the Trojan horse, that's a myth. And was taken in a book and created a really well written book. And the same can be done with video games, and I'm pretty sure it has been done before. One of the simpler ways to get ideas, and you're not really stealing anything, and you're taking something from life. It's very easy to relate to. Egypt is very easy to relate to. I mean, Egypt is something that actually existed. I guess. Project Egyptia. The name really doesn't matter because, behind it all, we know that it's about Egypt. And yeah, it's very easy to relate. So that's why it's good to basically take, on projects that are actually relatable into the real world. So yeah, now I'm just basically putting on some of the decoration. And decoration, that was a stupid way to say it. Jewelry and such. So these are scrolls that he has, and on the left or right, his right arm, you saw he had a sort of an armor type of thing going on his hand, which I later scratched because it just didn't make any sense. At first I thought it would be some sort of a reading glove, but it doesn't really make any sense. I think that the fact that he's got a monocle in his helmet or his mask is already cool enough, or it already kind of sets him on a path of someone who is, I guess, a bookworm. He's got a monocle to be able to, and I hope I'm pronouncing that correct. But yeah, he has a monocle, so he's actually able to, to read hidden messages and things like that. So some hocus pocus, but for concept of a story, it's very good. And you really should do things like that when you're designing. Don't just design random, always think of what things do, because that's what concept artists do. For instance, you don't just design randomly, like give this girl, I don't know, a huge ass armor for no reason, right? Make a story. Why does she have a huge armor? I don't know. She's part of a heavy weapons or heavy I don't know, heavy class or whatever, soldiers. Things like that, and it'll make your life a lot easier. You won't have to I don't know, I guess look for excuses for certain things that you have on there. And most certainly, you will definitely avoid, I guess, designs that make no sense. Think about her giving bunny ears. Why does she have bunny ears? Now, you would probably give a character bunny ears to make her look cute and sexy, right? But what does that really bring to the table as far as, I guess, her powers are concerned? So what do these bunny ears do for her? Probably nothing, right? So you really put them there just for decorational purposes. And these are the kind of things you want to avoid. While it's not wrong to put in the bunny ears for decorational purposes, a lot of the time, the situation becomes where, putting in bunny ears is not a decorational, not for decorational purposes. You're putting in bunny ears because that's your actual design. And if your actual design is bunny ears on a girl, unless that's a very specific spec in a design file, you're missing the point of designing. And I was there too. I mean, I always thought that designing was about creating, over-the-top shit, and I'm sorry for my language, but it's true. I saw all this crazy art from, all these artists, and they're able to create girls who've got, like, armor that technically they couldn't even wear in real life. And, you always think that's awesome. And a lot of the times you fall into that, but, with time, you realize that that's really not what it's all about designing. The whole, I guess, over-the-top crap that you see all over the internet just comes, naturally. And it all makes sense, more or less, right? It almost always makes sense. And, because professionals, they know what they're doing. They don't just randomly put crap together. They have this, huge library of references in their brains. And they're using that constantly to create their work. And the amateurs usually don't. So bunny ears on a girl is usually not something you have as a reference in your brain. It's usually just because it looks cute. You saw it, and now you want to put it on your project. But remember that you're not trying to create sexy characters. You're trying to create something functional. But yes, this video is slowly coming to an end. Sorry about me rambling on about design. Hopefully I said some useful tips. I actually lose track of what I talk about when I'm actually talking like this. There's something also I want to show you that Alex did. If you don't remember, he did the concept for Ra. He also did one for Anubis, and this is his take on it. But yeah, this video is coming to an end. I hope you enjoyed the video, and yeah, I guess I'll see you in the next one. Bye.
Everything changes.
Here, I had to turn off the computer. Photoshop just crashed. So here I'm not putting in the grayscale. We're almost done, actually. We have about